today there is some progress. I didn't think about what I'm going to say. I just hit record before I had the opportunity to get nervous, which is fantastic. So maybe that's now gonna kick in, or maybe not, I'm not sure. Depends on maybe how many people join. I don't have my hopes very high because my reach hasn't been very good on Instagram. And yeah, like I said, it's not really my main objective to do that. I'm using this more as like some dogs fighting or something. Tiny dogs. I don't know if you can call it a fight. I think it was just like the cute version of a fight. I don't know how you say that. Fighting. Playing. They were playing. I don't know. I have a hard time distinguishing that with dogs. There's some tricks, right, where you say, no, if the dog is wagging its tail, then it's not going to bite you. But if the tail is still like this, right, it's going to bite you. So I'm like, I have no idea if the dog is barking. To me, that's a sign of danger. I'm like, no, there is a problem here. I need something in between me and the dog. There needs to be some level of control so I can feel safe. And some distance maybe. No, it's not that bad, but honestly, I'm not that good at reading dogs. I'm better at reading cats, right? If the cat is like putting the ears down like this, that's a sign like, no, this is not good, right? You better get away from that cat, because you don't know what it's gonna do, right? Or if the cat's tail is going, yeah, that's the confusing thing, right? Because when you look at the dog, it's like, no, the dog is wagging its tail, it's safe, right? And then with the same knowledge you come, wow, it's really loud here. With the same knowledge you come to the cat, and you're like, if the cat's wagging the tail, everything's fine, and boom, like the cat just, it hits you, right? In that moment where you felt safe, where you were like, no, it's fine, right? This is what I learned. I'm just applying what I'm learning, right? But the cats, they don't give a shit. They just do what they want to do, which is part of the reason I'm a cat person. I don't know if you could tell, but I prefer cats because they're unpredictable, right? That's very interesting. So, yeah, there's a new view. I don't know if it's better. It's the street. Maybe this is more green. I'll give you the green background, although there's a police car parking. So maybe we make a switch when that happens, so you don't get any like vibes from that. Yes, so we have this, and there's a little more green then on the other side, and like this. No, there is no police car. Everything's safe. Everything's fine. Just look at the green. Concentrate. The green reflection. So it's very loud here. I really dislike the city, to be honest. Like, there's a lot of opportunities to meet people, which is great, I guess. And okay, now the police man is like, stop. Thank you very much. Dankeschön. Very nice person regulating the traffic, because the traffic light has broken down. Ja, nein, ich weiß, das ist gefährlich da. Danke. Right, there's another one. Bless them. And yeah, it's very loud, and you have opportunity, but yeah, there's like a lot of noise. There is the traffic, and I'm always wondering why, if people have the creative ability to shape the world and their life into anything that they can make it, right? Why do people create such a place that is so loud and that is so full of, what do you call it? Fumes, right? I'm like, no, that's not a good idea. Why don't we make it like Japan? You know, some cities there, they have like no cars. I'm all for no cars, you know. I don't have a car. Maybe I'm biased that way, right? So, yeah, I don't really know what I want to talk about today. I'm feeling a bit exposed here, because yeah, that's the other thing, right? That's the Feng Shui, right? It's so open, everything's open. There's no like oh, here is a space where you feel safe, but it's like, boom, there's the street. Everything is like kind of like so effective, right? So, and I think people aren't machines, you know. Yes, and now I can cross when it's red. Just don't look at that. You haven't seen anything. So basically, yeah, what was I gonna say? I got so excited when I was crossing there. I was like, the police are following me. I'm like, oh my God, it's so exciting. Lucas on his day out, it's like an adventure, right? I'm really enjoying this. And yeah, the Feng Shui, it's kind of like look at this, right? You're walking here and it's like, it's effective, right? Yes, very effective. Cars can drive, right? They don't crash into each other. Great achievement. You know, the traffic lights, as long as they're working, they're fantastic, right? But where's the nourishment? You know, there's a few parks here and there, fantastic. You can go to the original Siam classic massage, which is, I'm sure it's amazing. It's very relaxing, but kind of in the design of the city, right? And in the design of our modern world even. Where is the sensitivity? Where is the humanness, right? Even in jobs, this is not just the city, right? This is a systemic occurrence of some pattern, right? Because you have the city that is kind of like lifeless. There's concrete. It's not Feng Shui, right? Like I said. And then you work in a cubicle, and you have strict times that you work. So the systems that have been created, they're kind of anti-life, which is, and if you look at statistics, if you look at depression statistics in the West, it's not good. And newer generations is not good. It's alarming, right? And I think part of the reason is, okay, there's many reasons, you know, lack of initiation into gender roles, confusion around gender roles. Am I a man? Am I a woman? Am I something in between? Which is fair enough. I'm not criticizing that. Everybody can be and do what they want. I don't have anything against a person that is not, what do you call it? Binary, female, male, a person that is non-binary, or how you call that. I'm not an expert on that. Don't hold me onto that. I probably offended some people already. Again, I want to repeat, if I offended you, you know, you're like, Lucas, you're a fucking sexist. You said some things, you're offended so many people. Just, you know, there's a report button. I don't know where it is on your phone. I'm sorry, I cannot tell you, because on Android it might be on another spot. So I might have to research that, or you can just ask AI. You can tell it, hey, this kind of like, this weird guy is talking about, yeah, he's a sexist. Then if you watch my other live, he eats monkey flesh. He incites people to do that. He's a sexist. Report him, block the account. Let's do something, right? Let's get active. There's problems in the world. This is the prime problem we should focus on. Let's clean up the internet. Not have this content floating around, this offensive person. And yeah, just hit the report button, please. If that's what you want to do, please don't do it. Because I'll be emotionally hurt when you do that, because it will pop up and it will tell me, oh, you've been posting offensive content, this is against our guidelines. That will just be an emotional trauma for me, which I've had a lot of emotional trauma in the past already, and it's difficult to deal with that for me. I really need to go into coping patterns then, and it's really ugly, right? It's not good. It's not good for me, it's not good for my environment, so please don't do that. At the same time, if you feel that is what you have to do, if that is really your truth, you want to report, you're like, no, cross the line there, you said a few things, it's not okay, right? Then report. It's your decision in the end, right? I want to support that. I love to encourage independence, encourage free-thinking individuals to make their own choices. So feel free to report. I would rather I like, that would make me feel really good. I would feel very elated from that. Probably gonna last 1 or 2 days. I would go back in the Instagram. I would be like, hey, look at this, There's really got some likes. I'm like, I breathe it in, right? My chest, I can feel it already. Like when I'm imagining, that's how the brain is so, the brain is, they say that it can't differentiate, right? Jesus Christ. There's like they probably want to go to the ice cream shop that is right there. They're like, I really want ice cream today. It's so hot. It's not that hot, but it's hot enough for ice cream, I guess, if you want to wreck your health with sugar, create insulin resistance in your body, destroy your brain, fire some cheap dopamine by eating that, then that's amazing. I think maybe that's what these people were so anxious about. They were like nervous, like they really wanted it. Please drive faster so I can get my ice cream. I'd say it's okay. You gotta, at some points in life, you just gotta relax. It's gonna come to you, right? Manifestation, you sit in the car, maybe you just take a deep breath, you think of Dr. Joe Dispenza, right? You visualize the ice cream. And this brings me back, it was a perfect, you should definitely give me a like now, because I think there was a major achievement. I felt my heart kind of rise. I think, I was just like a little excited because yes, this is how it's done, right? Sorry, I have a tendency for being a little bit self-aggrandizing. It's just compensation pattern. It's hard to shut it off, right? Especially after all the trauma that occurred, it just comes naturally, I guess. So the brain, it really feels it. If you imagine it, right? That's something that happens, something that's true. The human is the only animal that can really trigger emotions from things that aren't happening. They're just in your head, right? And it's really annoying. You're like, oh shit, I have all this anxiety. I take my, Zoloft, I take my whatever stuff that I need to be able to exist in this, in this concrete hell that it's even when I'm turning, I'm like, sorry, I don't want to be negative. I like it here, actually. It's better than other places. Like some places have been quite intense for me. Like London subway, where I was driving home from a Anthony Robbins event, which was super intense. Anthony was like, boom, yeah, it's and then I drove home in the subway and I was like standing like this. I couldn't breathe. And I usually don't have any anxiety or stuff in closed spaces. People were like, what the fuck is this? Maybe I shouldn't shout that much, right? Need to be a little bit more socially, attuned. And it's difficult because of the trauma, like I said, so bear with me. Report if you feel like, what is it called? There's a word in German. It's if you're ashamed for another person, which is so interesting, which kind of links into this mirror neurons, right? We're all connected, right? And our environment, it's all connected. How we design our environment, how we think, the vibes we give out, the people we have around us, it's a system. And this is why you cannot treat a single symptom only. You need always to look at the whole system, right? I think systems thinking is one of the hardest things to wrap your head around and one of the most powerful things, because it explains a lot of things and it helps you to solve stuff at the root, right? So yeah, the brain, it does that. You think about something, you can experience that, and it allows people to learn, to plan. Animals can't do it with that level of complexity, let's say, right? And it can also be challenging if you have some thoughts that are running on repeat. You can't shake them. That's not fun, right? Maybe you have an ice cream. It can give you a certain relief only for some time, right? So, yeah. So is there something I want to close with? No, I think I said a few things that I feel are close to my heart, Let's design systems. Let's design, or let's put an energy into all the levels that make up life, right? That is actually humane, right? That is pro-human, there's the efficiency. It's great. It has allowed us to build big civilizations, so many people. It has solved a lot of problems. And we need to live in a way that is human, right? Where we feel good, where we're happy. Are children happy? That's another topic that I get reminded of. Are children happy in huge kindergarten, you know? Where there's like one person that is having like 20 kids, right? Are children happy in that? Are they lacking the, more attention? Yeah, I think they are. Is that a complex issue? Am I blaming somebody? No, I'm not. I'm just saying there are many levels where we can make decisions, have an awareness for what is humane, what isn't, what is pro-human, what isn't. And I think the best way to start that is not to be an activist. The best way is to stand up and say, screw this. I'm not going to live like in a system that makes me sick. I'm going to take different choices. I'm going to design my life, the parts of my life that I have control over. And the more you do that, the more parts of your life you gain control over in a way where I'm feeling good, where I'm in alignment, where I'm loving life. And I think it's possible, and it takes courage because there is a systemic pressure on you to conform with what is being projected, with what is the reality of others. Humans want to fit into the herd. So, yeah, it's good to learn how to break out of that. Or break out is a too harsh word because there is a resistance with breaking out, right? And you don't want to create unnecessary resistance, but sometimes friction is necessary to break patterns, right? So I would just say finding ways to establish something new. And there is going to be pain, there is going to be discomfort, just because that's what the consensus is and you want to fit in. You don't want people to think, oh my God, what the heck is going on? And it's a good strategy because you need to be able to assess, is what I'm doing too much against the grain? Is it going to is it going to attract negative attention? Is it going to have negative effects for me? But many times this is only in our head. We're like, if I do this, something bad is going to happen. And I'm sure you've had many experiences where you thought something was going to happen, but it didn't happen. And you were like, whoa, let's take this. And you were like, I thought something bad is going to happen, but then it didn't happen. And you were like, no, this was all in my head. I imagined that. And here it's often the same. You think you cannot exit the mold, but actually you can. You're just scared of doing that. And the way to get better at doing that is to do that repeatedly. You notice the fear, anxiety go into your body and you keep doing it. And then you strengthen this muscle of, okay, I can take it. I can take the friction, I can take the social pressure, I can still do it. Of course, use your brain, don't offend anyone, right? That's not what I'm saying. But to do it in a way where you gain more freedom over your behavior and over how you shape your life. And by doing that, society as a whole can be reshaped in a way that is more in alignment with what is good for humans, pro-human. Take care, have an amazing day. Looking forward, give me a like. Please give me a like. I really need it. And yes, have a great day. Take care. Much love.